Hi, this is Jim. I'm going to show you how to run the TS1 software as a service, but first I'm going to start it the normal way that you saw before. Right now I'm going to start a log file. This just shows you a log of what the TS1 server is doing, and it's not doing anything right now, and this is a log of what the server is doing, and it's not doing anything. So first I'm going to start the server, and this is the normal way that you saw before. And you see when I start it that it started here and it's running and it's finding nodes and it's doing its thing. Now I'm going to come start the online monitor, and you'll see it starts up, and you'll see the 3 gauges that it has, and you can view the waveform and the spectrum after it collects data. And you'll see in this log window that it did start right here and it's taking data. So that's the normal way to run the system that some people use, but you can also run it in a service mode. So I'm going to show you that now. So first I'm going to turn off the online monitor, shut it down. You'll see in the log that it stopped. Then I'm going to come to the server and I'm going to shut it down. And I don't know if you can see in the log, but in the log here it says it shut down the server. So now I'm going to run them as services instead. So I'm going to call up my service control panel. And this is just a normal way to manage services. And if you come down to the TS1 service, which is right here, and you'll see it's a normal service. I have it set to manual start, but you can start it automatically if you want. So right now it's stopped, so I'm going to start the server. So I'm starting the server now, and you'll see here on this window it started up. So now the server is running along as a service, and you can look at your task manager under services and you'll find it listed as a service somewhere down below. Here it is, TS1 server, and it shows the service is running. So now it's running the service. Now we look at the online monitor, so we can start it up as well with the service control panel. So I'm going to go up to start that, and here it is here. The same thing, I have it set to manual, but it's stopped right now. So I'm going to start it and have it run, and immediately you see that down on this window it's log file. Now it's started and it's running, and it's going along running as it did before, taking data, the system. So now it's kind of like you wanted. It's running as a service, but then the next question you have is, well, what can you do when it's a service versus what can you do when it's not a service? So first, the other tools in the suite, the database editor, which is here. This is used to configure the system. You can use this service or not a service, it doesn't matter. And if you make changes here and you update and you save your database, eventually the service over here, you'll see it pick up the database change, and the new parameters will take effect. The other thing is the historian, which is Pathfinder, which is here. And you'll see in Pathfinder you can open the database and you can run and see what it's been doing. You can see when it took data. Right now there's just noise coming into the system, so it's not too exciting of data. But you'll see the data and you can look at it. Also, I want to mention that we did change it where you can open another database if you desired, and you can look at data from another database at the same time as looking at data from that database that you had. There's nothing in this database. And this is kind of an empty database. So, all right. So now, then the thing that's missing that you might have noticed before is the online monitor with the gauges. And so to view the gauges and interact and see what's happening in real time, you can use a program called Smart Monitor, which is here. And this is used to connect to the service. So if you say box add and you go to where the service is running, in this case it's on this machine. If it were on another machine, you can connect to wherever the machine might be. So I'm going to call that up, and it's connected, and it immediately shows you any faults that are happening in the system. And then you can come here and you'll see the same three gauges that you saw before, and you can see the values that they have. You can also look at the waveform and the spectrum. From here you can see what it's running, and it's nothing's running now. It's kind of the same as it was. So this is how you can view the machine in real time running, although it's now running as a service. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go back into my Service Control Manager. Now I'm going to turn off the online monitor. So I stopped it here. You'll see now it stopped. And then I'm going to turn off the TS1 server, and I'm going to stop him. You see now he's stopped as well. So they're all stopped now. So that kind of shows you a little bit of the service mode and the normal mode that we have in our software.